Yo, still bills, what's the deal, man? What's happening? I just dropped my babies off at school, my niece, my 2 daughters. I'm heading to the crib, man, but before I get there, I gotta get some shit off my chest. Peep gang, man. We gotta talk about this Vergil Ortiz motherfucker, man. And I don't know what this dude is about to do. This dude has honestly the best, I think with Vergil Ortiz's style, he has the potential to be, one of the more exciting, not even potential, he is one of the more, in my personal opinion, the most exciting fighter in the division. And on top, coupled with the, the excitement is you being in there with the level of opposition that you've been in there with, and you've done how you've done in front of him. There's no reason why you should not be challenging yourself for a fucking title. You have Xander Zayas and Boo Tennis about to lock horns in a unification match that you and your manager or whoever just allowed to just slip through the, the cracks of your fingers. Now you have Sebastian Fundora and Josh Kelly looking to lock horns in another unification match. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? This is my biggest issue when it comes to these fucking fighters who come, they become promoters and they just, they abuse their, not necessarily their authority, but their celebrity status. It becomes abusive, and it becomes abusive because they can bend you to their will and turn you into whatever it is they think that you should be. And they think their opinion is, or their guidance is a lot more justified because of how their career went. No, this is your second division and you've got to fight for a belt, and you're a mandatory for a title. You're about to, how this dude, Sebastian has already been a unified world champion, dog. And you're about to let him unify again before you've even gotten, a sniff at a title. What the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? It's sickening, man. I can't understand it for the life of me how somebody can just sit there and be this content with underachieving. You don't get to fight no more Erickson Lupus, Brody. You've had more than enough fights to prepare you for the level of for the goal that you, I'm sure, have been aspiring to obtain for years, man. You keep shooting yourself in the foot. You talking about fights with Earl Spence and everything, bro. At some point, you gonna have to tell Oscar what the fuck is up. You gonna have to tell Oscar what the fuck is up, man, because it's theories that I've been hearing and they make sense. Oscar and Samson having a deal with one another to get, you gonna wait until Sebastian Fundora moves up before you fight for that belt. What the fuck is you? There's a very small percentage of fighters who become world champions, and you are squandering that division to stay devoted to some fools who have their own personal plans. Championships those title shots don't come at you. They don't come around as often as y'all motherfuckers would like to think that they do. You don't know what can happen. You can get old overnight. You may not perform. You just never know. Dillian White is a prime example as to why you strike while the iron is hot. And that, even with him, it wasn't even his fault. That man was getting railroaded for the longest. And here you are in the privileged position to fight for a belt, and you refuse to activate the mandatory. You gonna let this dude go off to the UK and fight Josh Taylor? You was too good to accept the Xander Zayas fight because you thought you was, a hotter commodity than you was, and you not. Boots came into the division, had one fight, took your spot. You can't go and fight no Charles Conwell, dog. You can't go and fight no Tellez. You can't go and fight no fucking, who else is in the division, man? You can't go and fight you can't even go and fight a Jermell Charlo. You are on it, bro. You ain't keeping schedule. You just allowing these dudes. They have their own personal agendas as managers, as promoters. And now you look stupid because you the odd man out. champions are fighting each other and you're not a champion, bro. What the fuck? And you're supposed to be a champion because you have the... People don't even think Xander Zayas beat you. Nobody thinks fucking Josh Kelly is gonna beat you. People don't think Sebastian beat you. But you're just content with just sitting back and letting them go and brawl out with each other while you do what exactly? You gonna have to, I don't know how, you gonna have to shake your manager and shake your promoter. I don't know how, but you gonna have to find, or make them get on one accord with you, man, because they are squandering your opportunities, man. They're squandering your opportunities. Champions, it is not all fighters become champions, and not all fighters, only what, 10% of fighters become champions. And I'm sure it's more that become, you know, contenders for a belt. But you ain't even you're not even executing, you know, pulling the trigger on you becoming a champion, bro. You are content with just staying where the fuck you at. You're content with that. You're content with that. And I can't understand it, man. It's real disappointing because I got high hopes for you. You're my favorite fighter in the division. And just look how you acting. You're acting like, you know, just you'll get another shot at the title, man. No, tomorrow ain't promised. Tomorrow ain't promised. And what you went through as a fucking welterweight, who's to say that opportunity, not opportunity, but who's to say that circumstance doesn't happen again at junior middleweight? And you bullshitting. Man, get your ass up and get in the mix. You do not get to fight no more contenders, man. Especially when you right there on the precipice of fighting for a belt. Boots had one fight in the division, and now this nigga finna fight for a belt. Two belts. He's in a unification. Everybody around you is moving their feet, and you stagnant. God damn, man. At this point, man, if you just know, and you know, I'm hoping this is adding fuel to the fire. You see all the moving pieces in the division, and you not involved in it. I hope that inspires you to say, nah, this shit ain't it. This shit ain't it. And maybe you behind the scenes like, yeah, nah, y'all got me fucked up. But on the surface level, and with us, it look like you content with it, man. And you know, just that's causing you to lose fans, man. That's causing motherfuckers to look at you like, bro, what the fuck type time is you on? Because I know I'm one of them. What the fuck type time is you on? You do just, bro. You're in a privileged position and you refuse to do what's necessary for your career. Y'all spent all that time on that Boots fight. All the extra shit, the wild shit going around Oscar De La Hoya, which I don't mind or nothing like that, man. But, you know, it's no avail. And now look at you. You got this situation with, man, like, come on, man. So I implore all of these, you know, these up-and-coming fighters who are looking to get, you know, looking to get contracts with whatever promotional company, man. Y'all watch who the fuck y'all sign to, man. Watch out for these fucking promoters with motives, dog. And he got a motive. Oscar De La Hoya has talked all that shit about Floyd Mayweather for years just for him to take the same moniker as him as he became a promoter. When it isn't even necessary with a lot of his fighters, man. Because y'all want to protect the asset. Y'all want to protect the It is not necessary for y'all to do that, man. It's not necessary for you to do that with Vergil Ortiz. He could beat anybody in the division. It wasn't necessary for you to do that with Williams Zepeda. It wasn't necessary. Williams Zepeda is a good fighter. Let them dudes fight. Let them dudes fight. They've had more than enough bring-along fights. Let them cats get in there and do what it is that they do, man. Y'all watch who the fuck y'all sign to, man, because you end up in situations like this, man. These snake oil salesmen as promoters and these snake oil salesmen as fucking managers. Take that shit on yourself, man. Get your ass up and do what's necessary, man. Rick Merrigan and all these dudes, man. How you gonna try and extort the motherfuckers who's putting up the show for the fight? You gonna try and do that? Turkey Island Sheik was getting you that 10 M's, dog. That's not supposed to be your price point. It could be your price point with Turkey, but not with no regular everyday fight, because y'all put, and if we being all the way real, y'all put way too much emphasis on this fight anyway. This shit is not that big of a fight. And that's the biggest fight in the division. Boots and Vergil, that's the biggest fight in the division, but it's not to the degree of which it should take this long to get the fight over the line. You think this fight is bigger than motherfucking David and Bivol Beterbiev or Jai? No, it's not. You think this fight is bigger than fucking Fury and Joshua? No, it's not. It's not. Is this fight even bigger than Junto and Inoue? Actually, I know for a fact it's not. In Japan, fuck no, it's not. This fight ain't bigger than that. Fight ain't bigger than that at all. This shit, like, y'all gotta stop, man. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all keep putting, just, y'all are two names. Y'all are contemporaries, but neither one of y'all have really insulated a fan base to the point where y'all can say this is the biggest fight in the sport, to where this is the type of, just the type of reaction motherfuckers is getting. Are you expecting the wound and the stars for this fight? Because y'all finna bring out all the celebrities. Y'all finna do 1 million pay-per-view buys. Y'all finna sell out motherfucking MGM. Y'all not about to do all that with this fight, Brody. People don't know y'all like that. It's a real good fight. It's an excellent fight for the hardcores. Nobody else. But that didn't stop. But when that fight failed, all right, cool. We on to the next. Zayas, what up? Moving his feet. So at least with Boots, that man is looking to do some shit. You content, man. And I don't know if you wrapped up in litigation right now with Oscar, but if you are, you need to strongly reconsider who it is. Like, just you re-signing with this dude if you can't get out of that deal. I don't know what's going on, man. I stay out of that shit. But all I can see is what's happening and how you conducting yourself as a contender in the division and a mandatory, and it's just really piss poor. It's really piss poor. Because you even should, if we be real, you shouldn't even looked at a Vergil. You shouldn't have looked at a Boots in this when you got a belt right there waiting on you, and you worried about a Boot. Y'all worried. You want to be a fan of a nigga, but they force your hand to say, man, fuck that nigga. I don't want to get on that type time with you, bro. I don't. I really don't. But you gotta step your shit up, man. You gotta step your shit up, because this shit looks bad. You look insane right now. You look insane. Waiting on. I can't do it, man. I can't comprehend it. Y'all get all of these, privileges, and y'all just squander them hoes. If y'all sign any other fighter who signs with Oscar, you better put some shit. You better make sure you have a bulletproof contract to where you ain't gonna be able to get put in a trick bag like this, because this shit looks bad. This looks real bad. And that's all I gotta say about it, man. I'm about to see if the fan band wants some breakfast from McDonald's or something like that, and I'll tap back in with y'all later, man. Y'all stay righteous until then. Deuces.